bless it with us and keep us safe in your care. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Wendy. Okay, we're gonna move right along here. First of all, you each have copies, or you should have received copies this morning of the minutes from our annual meeting last year and also our meeting to elect council members in May. And so are there any questions, additions, information? If not, I would entertain a motion to accept.
Accept.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay. You have my report in front of you. It's a long one. We did a little walk through 2025. There was a lot going on last year. So hopefully you take your time and read those when you have a chance. If you have any questions on them or any comments or anything, either now or later or 3 months from now, feel free to touch me and we'll talk. And moving on from that, we have all the ministry reports. And I would welcome any comments on those, Barb. I know we can start with you because I know you had some comments on the ministry reports.
Oh, Mary didn't do one of mine, and it was the Trinidad's. And that we had sent 202 items to Cathedral Park, 70 to Gerard Place.
Oh,
And I
that's
wanted to
wonderful.
thank Mary Ann and Lori and Nancy Rice for helping me bag them, and for Pastor Wendy for delivering.
Thank you. That's amazing. That's good. And Trinity does good in the community. Would you like to wear
What's that?
202?
Went to Cathedral Park. Statue of the Homeless Jesus. Yeah.
Okay, I know you just, first of all, if it hadn't been a weather issue last week, you would have had your reports earlier, so I apologize for the weather. Please take a moment and read through. There's a lot going on here at Trinity and a lot you don't even see in here behind the scenes. So I would like to thank all of the ministry leaders and workers on all the different projects that we've had over the year, and I'm looking forward to what we've got in store for this year. Any comments that any of the ministry leaders want to add, or anyone have any comments? If not, I would like to move on to Pastor Wendy.
It's printed. It basically talks about some of the things that happened this year. We were brokenhearted through 3 funerals, but we are delightedly blessed to have new sojourners, as I call it, with Marianne Martin, Janet Fleck, Andy Pierce, and Jenny Goldfuss, and Eli and Andy, who have returned from Colorado. We've had fellowship and education, all the good things that Trinity does.
Any comments, questions, thoughts for Pastor Wendy? Okay, I think you all are chilling out after all the food.
Sugar high. We want to get out and frolic in the snow.
No, it's been too much frolicking. Okay, then we will move on to Doug and your treasurer's report. If you have any comments you want to make while I.
The report that you have in front of you is actually twofold. It's a treasurer's report or financial report from the previous year, as well as plans and anticipated income and expenses for the coming year. Once again, as we have for the last whole bunch of years, we have finished in the black. We are very well situated with our investments, which have been worked out really well for us this past year. We also are very solid in terms of cash flow what we have, in our various bank accounts, at M&T and Thrivent. So we're in a really good, financial position, and we did receive, a gift, that comes along with a challenge, to buy down our mortgage. Currently, we pay, just over $1,600 a month, for our mortgage, which is considerably less than it used to be, thanks in large part because Gene helped negotiate that, the current, mortgage that we have. And it would, we would pay that off if we stay on schedule as we are now in, 2032, so about 6 years from now. But one of the things, looking at, you know, what savings we would have by not having a mortgage payment, being able to use that towards, pastoral ministry or, whatever other, needs we might have, we could get there sooner, rather than later, if we help buy down the mortgage. And so we did receive a gift with a challenge, to try to match it. And so we're gonna give you some more information, in the beginning part of the year in the spring, to look at what that would look like and how quickly. Now, obviously, the more we buy it down, the more quickly we can retire the mortgage. But it's an exciting thing. The council has already had some preliminary conversations about it. But that's one of the reasons, you can see a pretty sizable surplus, for our income for last year. That money that was given for that challenge, was deposited at M&T, but not in our operating account. We have several accounts. Operating account is just the day-to-day stuff that goes in and out. But we also have a memorial account, for all monies that's given, when people pass away and, you know, people give memorial gifts. And then we also have a interest-bearing savings account. And that's where the gift for the challenge was put. And any other things that are, specifically designated for things like, you know, the floor, fixing of the sign out front, those kinds of things. So in any case, you know, as we always do, we have hard numbers. We have, staff to pay, we have utilities to pay, we have a mortgage to pay. We have various licenses and insurance that we pay, and that takes up probably 80 to 85% of our annual spending. And then the rest is, programmatic, things that come up, you know, repairs that need to be done, things that we decide we want to do or contribute to. So those are, that's all reflected here. Now, back in the day, and those of you that served on the council, you know, back then, we would operate from looking at this as a budget, which it really isn't. And what we would do is we would, for instance, only put in pledged income based on what we got from pledge cards. And it never matched. It was sometimes higher, sometimes lower. So what we have adopted over the past 7 or 8 years is using projections from previous years. So we look at trends. So, and obviously take into account things, new people that join the congregation, people that leave or pass away. So all those things do affect our income. But we do the best job we can at anticipating, you know, where we're going to be. And we're generally spot on. And because this congregation is so generous, we often end up ahead of where we thought we were going to be, which is obviously a really good thing. So in any case, there was, Debbie is meticulous at going through this, and she did spot something which I saw after this got printed out for you all, and that was remember where that was, Beth?
Page 3, you're talking about the letters.
Yeah, yeah, there was, instead of numbers, yeah, oh yeah, there it is, it's line 43. There was just errant keystrokes. It's a secret code. But the number that actually got fit into the spending plan, the proposal that was adopted by the council, was a projection from the previous 2 years, so it's about the same as the other 2 years. Or our proposed budget from last year and the actual from the past year. I think that's all the kind of odd information I wanted to share, but if, as you've been looking at this, if you have any questions now, I'll be happy to answer them. If you take this home and you're looking at it again, and you have other questions, obviously you can catch me anytime. You can call me, send me an email, or catch me here at church. If you want to come and help me clear snow on the sidewalks, that would be great, and you can ask me anything you want. I certainly want to thank the executive committee for the work they did in helping prepare this, our council for deliberating about it and adopting it for the congregation as a whole, and also especially to Linda Weiss for being my assistant treasurer and being another set of eyes on all of our finances all the time, not just on this particular thing, which I really appreciate.
I got my own.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
I've got one question, that's on buying down the mortgage. Unless we pay the mortgage off, how does buying down the mortgage help us financially? Because most mortgages are monthly payment, the same payment.
Yes,
until the thing
we
is
just
paid
paid
off.
off sooner. That-
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, but that's not gonna help us short term then, right?
No,
Okay.
no, but and the thought is that, Pastor Wendy, God bless her, is, in retirement and still serving here. But she is either not going to want to or willing to do this forever. And so, and Pastor has agreed to, a congregation-friendly pay schedule. So it has really helped us along the way. But we can't assume that that's where
No.
we're gonna be forever.
That's gonna be a problem.
Right, so in a sense, the sooner we have additional resources on a monthly basis to use, better. But you are absolutely right, we're gonna be paying $1,612 until the mortgage is paid off. Now, we do have, what was the figure on the last page, in our private account, it's a escrow account. Not the investments, the
escrow's 11,000.
Okay, yeah, so obviously, as we get closer to retiring it, Thrivent should use the money from our escrow account to, make the final bunch of payments. And what I will do as we talk about this idea of attacking the mortgage, I will get specifics from Thrivent about, if we pay off $40,000 right now, by the way, as you can see in here, we're right around $100,000 in our left on our mortgage. So if we paid $40,000 of that and we're down to 60, how much sooner would we pay off the mortgage? That's the kind of thing I want to be able to share with everybody when we get to that point. As I said, that's sort of our plan. We're going to roll that after talking about it at the end of last year, roll it out this spring. If spring ever comes, thanks to the groundhog.
Doug, would Thrivent be open to leaving the term the same, but reducing the monthly amount on the mortgage?
I don't know. I mean, I
That's a
could
question.
certainly ask.
That's a
Yeah,
question worth asking.
yeah, sure.
But also the principal amount goes way down.
Sure.
You pay
Right.
way more in principal once you put
Correct.
another
That is correct.
$40,000.
Yeah,
So every $1,600 is way more valuable paying it off.
Right.
So it actually increases the time for that too, but decreases the time.
That's correct. Right,
You know what I'm trying to say?
yes.
Yeah, but a bank wouldn't make that adjustment, but Thrivent might.
So are there any other questions about the spending plan, the report from last year, that you have? Oh, you're a huge group.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say once again, I know I've said this 1,000 times, but it deserves to be 1,001. And that is, how much I appreciate, not just as a bean counter, taking care of numbers on spreadsheets, but just as a brother and sister in Christ with you here, of how generous this congregation is. You notice you haven't filled out a pledge card in 5 years. And that's because we don't need to do pledge card. I don't need to beat you over the head or tell you how important it is to contribute to Trinity. You do that on your own. And I do not take that for granted. That is an amazing blessing that we have in this place. The people step up for both the general operations of what we do here, fixing heating plants, doing new floors, fixing our sign, painting walls, doing whatever we have to do. But even more importantly, as I said in my worship music report, that what we do is we take what we do here out into the community. And that was what, I mean, that was our whole thrust of the service today. To do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with our God, but to get out there and do the things that God needs us to do. And this congregation is amazing for the size we are. What we do is truly remarkable. I don't know if there's another congregation like us.
Don't look for one, you're fine
Yeah.
here.
Or as Bill Murray said in Stripes, there's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with us. We just give and keep giving. All right,
All right.
that's all I got.
Leaving my. Thank you.
Oh, anything else you need, you go right ahead.
All right, thank you, Doug. We've gone through all of the reports. So what I need now is the motion to accept all reports from the church council president down to the treasurer. Motion to accept as written and discussed.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. I would like to thank especially the property committee for our beautiful new floor in here. And for everybody who worked on moving furniture to get it done. This is great. I would also like to thank Doug for the seat pads that we're trying out. So those of you that were lucky to get one of those seats. Any comments on that, Doug?
Load them up with Amazon. Let's, just a quick aside, Deb knows, when they came, I heard there was like 12 of them or whatever, 8. Or they came in this box, like the pizza box. They sending them one at a time, they vacuum seal them, and so they're like flat as pancakes, so you have to, and,
Stand back when you open it.
yeah, and then it took a while for them to. So yes, we will get some more, and you notice we need all the
What I should have said, and when we made the announcement this morning, is first ones into the fellowship all get a seat, but, that's okay. You found out. Okay, moving right along. Does anyone have any old business from the past year that we need to, talk about? I didn't have anything, but Mr. Wendy, anything? Okay.
Does the agenda include, is this the meeting we look for delegates?
That's it, it's the next. Something else, yeah.
I-
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we will accept the fact that there is no old business and move on to new business. So Doug, you're back up. Let's get that mission proposal going.
Alrighty, well, you already have it, and we did it, it didn't seem like.
Why don't you move zero ones, just in case.
Yeah, so the mission proposal, as I said, is based on, projections, estimates of where we are with trends. You know, again, we may spend more on some things, less on others. And just as a reminder, our support of the synod and the wider church, remains, just a little over, 10% of our, regular income. So we've been able to be very generous with our giving. And that's just the start of our giving. Then what we do through, Faith at Work and through knitting and through all the other things that we do, we reach out, to show and share the love of God and Christ. And that makes this a pretty special place. Yeah, so if you don't have any other questions about the mission proposal, about where we're gonna be next year, we would entertain a motion to accept that. So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah.
We have a mission proposal for 26. All right, thank you, Doug, and thanks to everyone who worked on that. Election of delegates to the Synod Assembly. I have notes. Yes, let me grab them here. Okay, the Upstate New York Synod Assembly will once again be in Syracuse this year. Last year we were on Zoom, and that was real interesting. Which is why we're going back to Syracuse in person. So the dates are May 26th and 27th. We'll be at the Doubletree Hotel. And it would, so the congregation as a delegate would pay your way. And we would love to have two people jump at that opportunity. And it really is an opportunity, because it's not just an opportunity to, go and vote for whatever, but we hear a lot of interesting reports, ministries around the synod, what's happening. And I've learned a lot over the years there and got a lot of ideas actually that have ended up some of them implemented here. So, I know you haven't really had a chance to think about it, but if you're jumping at the chance, jump now. If not, see me at some point. I think registration opens April 1st, so, or right around there. So we need to know before then. We are allowed 2 people. So, I don't see anyone jumping. And I know, Sue, you can attest to some assemblies. I mean, you've been.
No, I would say it is an enlightening experience. When I first went to my first synod, I'm sorry, I don't talk from my back. When I went to the first synod meeting, I went because I wanted to know what else happens in this Lutheran church. And it was very enlightening, and the times I've gone, I've had some interesting discussions during our free times with other people in the church and their attitudes about different subjects. It gave me a better view of who we really are, and it brought something back, not just for me personally, but to the congregation. And it's a real mix of people, age groups, persuasions, whatever. So it was plus, it's not just a bunch of old pastors sitting around complaining, believe me. It is a well-organized and well set up discussion of different things that happen within our synod group, but also what happens in the wider church. And Pastor made a comment this morning about, well, that's a different Lutheran. I had an experience of going to visit a cousin outside of Minneapolis at the time, and I was told I could receive communion in that church. And that was an enlightenment to me, because there are so many different groups of Lutherans. We have swap. But if you're thinking about synod, want to talk a little more with me, I'd be delighted to talk to you about it. It is a good experience. And I can't do it this year.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
you're both your points that, in addition to sharing who we are, we have learned what other people are doing, so get some ideas, kickstart our own. Also a way of networking with somebody that may want to share, experiences or projects with us.
And there's always food. When in doubt, the food gets, what is it? So again, seeing no one to jump, if you could prayerfully think about it, let me know as soon as you've made a decision, and we will go from there. And again, like I said, the church will pay your way to there. And okay. Does anyone have any other new business that we need to discuss? Okay. And just for the sake of, I don't know if it's proper order or not, I just need a motion to accept new business discussions.
Motion to accept.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Any opposed? Announcements. Please take the poinsettias, please say the points. And please, please, please sign up to help either Tuesday for the election or to go to the retreat. Other announcements, I just want to thank the staff, Pastor Wendy, Mary, Gary, and Rob for all that they do. I know it's in my report, but just, for the sake of, for the record, I think we need to applaud and thank this. And also to thank the council. We've had a good year. Here's to another good year. And coming in May, we will have election of council members, and Mark will be hunting you down. So another thing to prayerfully think about in the next few months besides spring and synods. Is there anything else that we need to discuss for the good of the congregation? If not, a motion to adjourn would be appropriate.
We adjourn.
Is there a second?
Well, that was quick.
Is there a second? Yes.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? It is 12:25, record time. And I'd like to, if we could all close with prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, earth as it is. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory. Go in peace, serve the Lord. Thanks be to God. Thank you, everybody. There's still food, there's still coffee, there's still poinsettias. And for your Sunday afternoon pleasure, read your reports. There's a good blazing grill.
Yeah. That'd be me.
Actually, you did it starting.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, and then when you feel the fish class, you know, you go and then you. About instead of the other end.
Oh,
I guess it just won't. So yeah, it's the same. We are in it.
That's because they're more.
yeah.
It's really.
Yes, it is.
But it must be. So it doesn't look. Oh, it's hard to say.
That one I would take a long time.
To find yarn and.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sandy, bye-bye.
So we have double header funerals.
Oh, I don't.
I don't feel along as 2 hour funeral.
Oh, my
That's the eulogies.
Oh.
You know, like the songs.
I know, is that first?
Oh.
Well, the way she was.
Thank you.
I was looking at this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, okay.
I bought this. Oh.
Kitchen.
Oh, well.
Anyways, I wait till near the end. If I read it too soon, then I have to go on Google and look at the summary to now.
In the house, not to grab him when I left. Oh, my whole. And I know, just the secretary had to set his house sent. Existed. Maybe for nothing. Yeah, when I was on the right, they had the secretary. I mean, there's not a lot of acting. Oh, they were. Oh, we don't have to go, you know, what time?
You know, and even like the members. Yeah, they know, they didn't. For another place, I made a website, decided I got no one. Yeah. But there, I got to look. But, yeah, they're done.
This thing is just, this is Mary's laptop and she's got this trackpad, which I hate.
Oh.
So you would think that would, okay, there we go.